All right, good day, everybody. My name is Gary, and thank you for joining me on Friday, the 21st of August. This video I am dedicating to the younger generation, making a plea really to hope that they'll consider taking on a shaving task. When I was young, I'll just tell you, I'm 58 years old. And when I was young, I can remember my grandfather using a razor like this. Actually, it was more like one of these old Gillettes here, so I'll pull that out. And my grandfather shaved with one of these. It's called a twist to open. They still make, you can still buy these, not this particular model, but they're still making these razors, folks. This was the king of shaving for about 100 years. And what really happened was that Gillette decided at the time, rather than selling razor, well, they'd almost give you the handle, and these good quality handles, I might add. They'd give you the handle, but they wanted to make the blades a little more expensive, but they couldn't get them too expensive because there was a lot of competition. So in the early 70s, I remember my Uncle Bill. My Uncle Bill was the first man that I remember having the Gillette Track 2, and that came about in the like 1970, 71, 72, somewhere in that range. And that was the very start of cartridge razors. Up till then, people were shaving with the double-edged razor. But Gillette seen the opportunity to make more money by making cartridges and selling the cartridge on the public, because the cartridges sell for a lot more money than double-edged razor blades. You can get a pack of double-edged razor blades for $20, and you'll have like a couple hundred blades, and you'll be good to go. All you really need to get started is get yourself a bowl of some kind of shaving cream. Parassol's a good one to start with. But there are others, and that's one of the joys of this kind of shaving. There's so many different soaps. There's so many different brushes. I'm going to be shaving with this here High Mountain White Badger brush from the good folks at Fenderhand. That's what I'm going to shave with today. I put a brand new feather razor blade in this, so I get a nice close shave. And the thing about it is my only regret about learning to shave with a double-edged razor is that I didn't start sooner. I wish I had started when I was 18, and that's why I'm talking to you young fellows right now, because, you know, I can remember when I started out, by the way, my uncle had the Track 2. That was the first cartridge. And then my first razor, when I became a young man, it was the Gillette Sensor, and it had two blades and a lubricating strip. And then they came out with the Atra, and then they came out with the Mach 3. And I used the Mach 3 for years and years and years and years. I just sprayed the canned goop onto my hands, threw it on the face, and zip, 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 zip as fast as I could get my shave on and get out of the bathroom. I wasn't interested in having a nice, relaxing, enjoyable shave. It was just a matter of getting in and out of the bathroom. But once you learn to shave with a double-edged razor, you find that it can be quite an addicting little hobby. As I say, there are a lot of soaps, there's a lot of razors. I can tell you that Mercure 34, which is what this is, goes for under $100 here in Canada, so it's probably cheaper than that still in the United States. This brush I spent $99 on, but you can get a decent brush for $30 or $40 in the States, maybe even less than that. But that's all you really need is a razor. They'll give you a pack of blades to get started, and shave cream and a shave brush. And then you're off to the races. Now, with a shave, you can make the shave last almost a half hour if you want to. If you want to do 3 individual passes and have a grand shave. Sometimes, if you've seen my videos, I use a hot steamy towel and I get a pre-shave going, and I go through like what I'd call my royal shave, and I really enjoy those shaves. It's about as close as I can get without going to the barber. So, you don't have to go through all that. If you got to get in and get up in the morning and you got to race to work, and who didn't? For 100 years, people used these, and we didn't change over because the new blades were better. We changed over because one day Gillette bought up hear me out. Gillette bought up all the supplies of the old double-edged razor blades, and poof, all the razor blades disappeared, and suddenly men couldn't find blades, and there were all these mass advertisements from Gillette saying, hey, you know, this is the way of the future, the new Gillette Track 2, and, you know, you just get pushed along. But really, the only reason they keep adding blades, I mean, 3 blades, now they're up to 5 blades. I've seen another razor that had 7 blades in it. And the only reason they keep adding blades is because they can keep charging more and more money depending on the number of blades they put it in. It's a ridiculous amount of razor blades when you can get it done with a double-edged razor like this and put a brand new blade in every day if you want. The blades are cheap as chips. You'll find a razor blade you like. But it is a really good hobby to get into it, and I've really looked forward to my shave. Now, I look forward to my shave every day, and prior to this, I never did. So without further ado and any more talk about that, you guys, I'm going to get a sink full of hot water going here, and we'll get my shave going on, and we'll get you guys out of here. It's Friday. Everybody's got better things to do. I'll bring you back when we're ready. Thanks for watching. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I've got a sink full of hot water. I've got my Badger brush soaking in some hot water, and that's so that the bristles will absorb some of that water. And the brush is the best part of the shave. That lathering up is absolutely... If you've never had a brush taken to your face, you're missing a sensation. Today's soap is Taylor of Old Bond Street's Grapefruit. And if you're new to the hobby or thinking about it, Taylor of Old Bond Street makes some decently priced soaps. They're around $25 Canadian. That's probably around $20 American or $20 in the UK, something like that. I don't know. I have to check the exchange rates. But another good razor would be a Rockwell 2C, Edwin Jagger D89. You know, you can spend as little as $15 on a DE razor, or you can spend $200 or $300 on a DE razor. So you just got to figure out what your budget is and talk to people online and find out what kind of razor you think would be best for you, or put in the comments section. I'd be happy to give any advice I can on picking a first-time razor. Without further ado, let's grab the shave brush. And I'm going to squeeze most of the water out of it. And for today's shave, I'm just going to do a simple bowl lather. I'm just going to lather right out of the tub here. I'm going to put the old brush in, and we're going to swirl it around. Let it pick up some lather. You really don't have to do this very long, and you get quite a bit of lather, so we'll call that good. And now here we go, you guys, the best part of it all. Oh, it feels good. Now, I have a shave scuttle, and I like that even better because I get a nice hot shave. I recommend that everybody, if you've never been to a fancy barber shop where they'll sit down and cut your hair and shave your face for you, it's a real experience. And they're using shavettes for the most part, which is basically a straight razor on a stick, or basically a double-edged blade on a stick, except it's just got one edge. All right, I'm gonna dip the tips of this brush into the water a little bit to pick up some water and see if I can't fluff this up a little. I get the soap working around. This Badger brush will eat up the soap too, but it has a lot of soap in it, I know it does. And if it doesn't, pick up your puck and grab more then. Doesn't take forever. Sometimes, as I say, I do a deluxe 3-pass shave, but today I'm going to do things so I can get out fairly quickly. Now, when I first started, I did nick myself the odd time, but I never got a bad nick. It's not like I went, oh, my throat or anything like that. I'd get the odd nick. But quickly, I would say within 2 weeks, I had the knack of it down pretty good, and I wasn't cutting myself near as much. And now it's like you get the odd cut maybe if your blade's a little too dull. All right, here we go. We're going to go down the grain, across the grain, down the grain. Well, we're going to flip that around and use the other edge. There's a reason these are called safety razors, because once you get the knack for it, it's relatively safe. Okay, we're rinsing that out now. Get the old chin. I do a 3-pass shave just because I like the luxury of it, and you get guaranteed to get a 10 out of 10 perfect shave with it. I can get a perfect shave every time with a DE blade, and I get a much better shave than I did using a Mach 3 or well, I never tried the Mach 5s or the ones with 7 blades yet, but I did use a Mach 3 for years, and a lot of people still prefer the Mach 3. Hey, Gillette still makes the blades. In fact, the day all the razors were pulled off the shelves by Gillette, and they put up all these new cartridge razors, and then they told the salesman to push the new razors. That's how you got pushed into it. We never switched to the cartridge system because it was better. We switched to the cartridge system because Gillette could make more money off it. And as you can tell, the cartridges now are getting to be ridiculously priced. So we'll rinse the face off, you guys, like so. And we're going to go back in for my second and final pass. I'm going to pick up just a little more lather. Yeah, the guys really were left with no alternative. Suddenly all the double-edged blades in North America, well, it was different in other nations. Gillette didn't apply it equally all at the same time in all areas of the world. I believe the West was the first to be transitioned to the cartridge system. But for 100 years, and in my opinion, the real gold standard is still shaving with a double-edged blade. You get the best shave with it. It's 99.9% safe. You might get cut a few times when you're new because you're nervous. Your hand might be shaking. If your hand's shaking, just slow down and go at it when your hand isn't shaking. There's really not a lot to be afraid of once you get the knack for it, and that doesn't take long. I've been shaving like this for about 3 years now, and as I say, my only regret is that I didn't start when I was like 16 years old. I would have enjoyed my shaves. I would have looked forward to them a lot more back then. All right, here we go. Second, we're going to the bottom to the top. Work along the jawline. Do not have 6 big mugs of coffee and then go in with your double-edged razor. Shave and then go have your coffee. Bottom to the top. Back down again. Under the chinny chin chin. All right, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to pull the plug, tidy up a little bit. I'll bring you back. We'll finish this shave off and get you guys on your way on a nice Friday evening, hopefully. Alrighty, gentlemen, it is time for the block of alum. So after a shave, your pores are open from the warm lather and the being having your face scraped with a blade. So you want to seal your pores back up, and this closes off small weepers if you get some small weepers, which is sometimes you do, but they don't bleed forever. They're called weepers for a reason. If you take up the hobby, you'll know what I mean. But this here will help keep your skin soothed after a shave. You don't have to start with it. A good aftershave balm will also work. I mean, you can even use something inexpensive like Nivea's aftershave cream for men. All right, well, that's going to be good. I wasn't getting much feedback from that. I usually don't. The Merkur 34 is a pretty smooth razor. I'm just going to dry off my block of alum. I hope some of you young guys out there take up the challenge. As I say, my regret is not starting sooner. I have other videos if you want to check through some of the videos I've done. I mean, I didn't start at the top. I started like anybody else, not being familiar with the double-edged razor and being a little bit nervous and scared of it. But now, it's old hat. I look forward to it. As I say, I look forward to it. I enjoy the shave. So, gave the alum a little bit of time to work. We're going to rinse that off now. And what's the aftershave of the day going to be? There we go. And that is an excellent smooth shave. No blood on the towel. Okay, we're going to put on a little bit of this Crown Aftershave Balm. A little dab of this will do you. About a dime-sized amount. There we go. Yeah. You can get by with 2 passes. You can even get by with 1 thorough pass if you're in a real hurry to get out of the house. I mean, men did it for 100 years, and they had to go to work too when they were late sometimes, and they had to do a quick shave. They didn't go, oh no, I'm going to wound myself. It becomes secondhand to you once you do it, just like riding a bicycle. Once you're on the knack of it, you'll be headed on down the road for hopefully a long journey. I did it originally because I thought it would be cheaper than the ever increasing in price cartridge blades. You can save money this way. You can. It's definitely the cheapest way to shave. Shave soap's $25 for a tub of shave soap that'll last you a long time. You can get a good brush, as I say, between anyways from $20 to $300 if you want, $400 if you want. It's all in what your budget can handle. But all right, well, we'll let that balm soak in a little bit. My videos aren't normally close to 20 minutes long, but I thought I would talk to the newbies out there, if there's any newbies watching the video. All right, and I'm going to follow that up with Crown Signature Blend Aftershave, or I guess it's an eau de parfum. It's definitely not cheap. It's even got a lid on it that's magnetic. How about that? And that's it. I've got a 10 out of 10 perfect shave in only 2 passes and no gashes, no wounds, and I'm very thrilled with the shave. Again, you can do it 1 pass, you can do it in 2 passes, 3. It's your face, man. You do it however you want to do it. Everybody's got their own thing. If you took 1,000,000 men, no 2 men shave the same way. Everybody's face is different and everybody's shave's a little different. So you got to take that into consideration. But anyways, in the interest in keeping this video short, I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you made it this far, think about becoming a subscriber or giving me a like if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Put any comments you may have down below and I'll try and answer them if I can. Bye for now, guys.